now they're back in their own podcast. Sit back, relax, Still Spinning is here. Still spinning, still spinning, still spinning, still spinning.
Well, hello everyone. I hope you can see me. Dan, you're back.
We can. I'm back. I didn't go anywhere.
Welcome to Tech Hell, everybody. So sorry that we're a little bit late. Welcome to week 105. I'm Nicole. That's Dan. We've just been spending the last 30 minutes trying to figure out why my stuff isn't working correctly. And quite honestly, it has pissed me off.
Let's be honest. We've been spending the last, 20 years trying to figure out why your stuff isn't working correctly.
Well, I mean, that's
so if we're just,
that's a valid point. That's a valid point. Well, welcome. I'll try not to be too distracted by what's happening on my end. It is so nice to see you all. Missed you last week. I was in the beautiful Quad Cities, and it was lovely. Dan had to send me many weather updates because, boy, howdy, the Midwest was Midwesting this week.
Yeah, you had a tornado just right across the river from you,
Yep.
and then they had about like 4 inches of rain in an hour, and it flooded everything. And it's so funny. I sent Nicole a picture. I'm like, hey, did you look outside yet? No, I don't know where you were when I sent that, but I'm like, did you look outside? You're like, no. And I'm sending her a video. I'm like, this is outside, like right outside of where you are right now. And
Yeah.
it was water, just, like up to like car doors and everything. So
Yeah, and I guess across the river where the tornado had been, there were cars completely submerged.
Yep.
Like it was really bad. We were luckily in an over 100-year-old Masonic temple on a hill. I feel like it was the safest building in Moline, to be honest with you. I'm like, it doesn't even matter. Like, this is the best place to be. I'm in the basement.
I mean, the Masons are going to make their own building pretty.
You know it.
if you got a strong building, it's going to be the Masons building. So.
Yes. And we were downstairs, so I felt even safer because I was like, there's some vaults and stuff in here that nobody even knows about. So.
I don't really feel like you were on a hill, though.
No? I don't know.
Like you were at the bottom of a hill, actually.
Well, that's kind of true. But it was more up a hill than it was down.
Might have been,
because where the hotels were
Yeah, I was
lower.
going to say, you might be a little elevated for the area.
Yeah.
For the area that you were in. So
I know the other hotel, because there were 2 hotels for this group. The other hotel's parking lot was like you couldn't even enter it at some points. So I know that was a bit of a problem.
Yeah. I wondered how long it was going to take Paul to notice this. Great looking shirt, Dan. No problem pronouncing that one. Yeah. I literally got this for Paul. Not for Paul, but I bought this to wear on the podcast so Paul could see me wearing a Man City shirt.
And it worked. He got you right away. I'm just a guest today. I don't have any of the things.
Oh, you don't?
I can't see anything.
So you can't see the controls and all the comments and all that kind of stuff today?
Nothing.
Oh, that's good to know.
I'm living my best freaking life. I'm also in Firefox, which I can't remember the last time I had to launch Firefox.
I didn't know that was still a thing. You were like, well, I'm like, what other browsers do you have? And you're like, oh, I got Firefox. I'm like, what? Since 2003, somebody has Firefox?
I'm just saying, it wouldn't even let me in Safari. It was like, yeah, no. You can use these two.
Before we get into our topics, I should let you know that I got a message from Paul today that said, hello there, cards 6.5 back at the break, and I have no hope for them. Agreed. Also, catching up on the bonus episodes and just listen to the two of you absolutely butcher Leicestershire.
He sent me pronunciation. Did he send it to you
he
phonetically?
did. That's how I said it. Because if he didn't say it phonetically there, I would not have been able to even say that. We were having problems. We were calling it Leicestershire,
like Worcestershire.
Leicestershire. Yeah. He said it was so brutal, I considered rethinking our dinner plans in a couple of weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. So anyway, this will hopefully, I have a Man City shirt now.
Up. I get it.
It was an Amazon Prime Day thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was like $8.99.
Man,
and it's super comfortable.
I need a new one. I wish I would have known.
I was just looking for like a t-shirt. I'm like, they popped up all these t-shirts. And I'm like, do I need a t-shirt? Do I? No. And then I'm like, I saw a Man City shirt. I'm like, yes, I do. $8.99. I do.
Nobody needs t-shirts. I don't. I have, and I brought home 3 new ones, including one that says Quad Cities, a place your weird aunt would enjoy.
So you went to, did you go to Raygun?
I did, but that was actually at the Quad Cities Visitor Center, that shirt.
Oh, that's funny.
Isn't that funny? Raygun
Yeah.
prints their shirts. However, that was actually one that they had like on the mannequin and everything. And I'm like, yep.
Nice.
I would be purchasing that shirt.
I got one that says Downtown Waukesha Brews and Tattoos. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Also accurate.
Yeah, true. All right. That's good news. Dinner is back on, according to Paul.
Woohoo.
All right. Well, let's start with this story because I find this to be an interesting thing because I didn't learn about, I was in radio for many years and I had heard about this, but I didn't really know, I didn't know the full details of this. And now I've now know a little bit more about it. But bars and restaurant owners are complaining about the massive rising cost of licensing music to play in their bars and restaurants.
Oh, like ASCAP fees.
BMI and ASCAP. Those are the two. Those are the two they have to pay. And for those of you who don't know about this, if a bar is playing music for their customers,
like recorded music, not like there's a band on stage.
Well, now there's another thing that kind of goes along with that. If you have live music, because you're still paying the songwriter. You know what I mean? You're not paying the performer, but the songwriter still needs to get paid for the cover songs that you're singing.
Really?
Yeah. And it's the venue's responsibility. So if you're a band and you show up, it's not your responsibility to have it. It's on the venue to have the licensing fees. But it's not an inexpensive thing. And I mean, if you are playing music, the only way you can get away with not paying a licensing fee, and people are like, well, I'll just play the radio. Nope. That's super illegal. Like you.
Oh yeah, same thing.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. The source of the music does not matter. What matters is you playing music for your customers. And it's sneaky bounty hunty thing that these people do that because BMI and ASCAP, they literally will pay people. They don't pay. If I go into a bar and say, hey, they're playing music, I wonder if they're licensed. I can look it up. And if they're not, and I send it to BMI ASCAP, I'll get a cut of the money they get from you. And they will get, yeah. Yes. And they will get money from you.
That is shady.
It is super shady. And you like, if you know, there are bars that get away with it for 10, 15 years probably. But when they get caught, they either say, okay, you're going to sign up for this really expensive music licensing program, or we're going to sue you for playing this music, and they will win. Because if you don't have a music license, you can't play the music. Now, if you're a bar or a restaurant, you can there's like Spotify for business. Like I think ESPN Plus, if you're like a sports bar, you can sign up for ESPN Plus for business. And they have all the licensing fees and rights built in. So you pay for that when you do that. But, it's just like, and somebody's like, no, they can't do that. If the music's playing over public airwaves, no, that's not true because you can't show a fight, right? You can't show a hockey game on TV. They literally tell you at the beginning of the hockey game, you can't retransmit this for the public, without express written permission. And so apparently licensing fees are skyrocketing and bars and restaurants are having trouble coping with it. And they are trying to figure out what to do and how to deal with it.
Oh man, that's bonkers. I know I'm a little familiar with it just from owning the theater. We have a deal.
Yep.
And there are many branches of comedy sports around the world, but in the US, there's a 25 now, I think. And when many, many, many years ago, the former president of the league worked out this deal with BMI ASCAP. And I think it's just like a forever deal kind of thing.
Yeah.
But very interesting. Great. Another thing I'll start to worry about. As a business owner. Honestly,
yeah. I mean, you just got to make sure that it's paid, right? You got to make sure that they still have that deal because now you don't own the theater that you're in, right? I think it should be on the theater owners to do that.
But I actually think Worldwide pays for it. I actually think it's part of our like license
Could be.
agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense because that's
Mm-hmm.
how it works, like for like any franchise, like a Buffalo Wild Wings. Bob at the Buffalo Wild Wings in Ottumwa is not paying
Right.
for, he's not paying for the license. It's part of the franchise fee. So
Bob just relaxed a whole lot
yeah,
because he was listening and he was like, oh crap, I don't know about this. Am I gonna get somebody's secret shopping? That is the creepy part of it. Right?
It is.
Like,
yep.
people spying on each other and like ratting them out. I feel like it's happening a lot right now. And
I had a
for
friend
it.
who ran a bar in Medford, Wisconsin, and he got busted. He's like, I didn't know because I wasn't really playing it. I was just playing the radio.
Mhm.
And here's the thing. You can get away with it if you have a small bar. I think it's got to be under like 2,000 square feet, which is,
wow.
Yeah. And it has to hold less than a certain number of people. And you can only play the radio through the radio. You can't play it through a PA system or a public address system.
So if you if you happen to be the one person sitting next to the like
if you
radio,
got
you can just turn it on.
Old clock radio sitting there on the bar that you got playing, the AM music through the crappy speaker, you can get away with that. But no, so same thing. Somebody came into his bar and saw the music. He's like, I wonder. And they looked it up and it cost him like thousands of dollars. It's not like a few $100s. It was in the thousands of dollars.
That is, well, you know what? Good to know. Watch out, everybody.
So
watch out.
Speaking of, you want to hear something terrible? You're having technical problems.
Yeah.
So I'm apparently bleeding right here and I don't know how. And it's not a little bit.
Are you? Is there blood everywhere around you?
All over my pants and my chair. And I had no idea that I was just sitting here talking to you, and I'm kind of like, I'm like, what's wet? I'm like, did I spill something? And I look down, and there's blood.
Puddle of blood. Don't put it on that new shirt.
Yeah, right. I know. Keep it away from the shirt, but it's all over my shorts. So,
are you wearing khaki shorts?
I am wearing khaki shorts.
Oh no!
Yeah. Oh, it's the last day I'm wearing the shorts, I think.
Yeah, you think they've seen better days? If anybody has any good blood removals, are you gonna show us?
I was gonna show you. Yeah, look, just like over my.
Oh yeah, look at that. If anybody has any tips and tricks for Dan, put it in the comments. I won't be able to see them, but he will.
Before we move on, here's a question. When do you guys think you'll start paying the licensing fees for the catchy theme song that you are shamelessly using?
Oh, trust me, I pay that songwriter all the time. That is an ongoing payment that I am making to the songwriter and talent.
We appreciate that.
But I'm a little concerned about our Facebook Live show.
Yeah.
As soon as you said that, I'm like, uh-oh.
But the thing is, though, first of all, you've been doing it for so long. I think they're
not concerned about the 6 people watching our show.
You mean the 24 people watching?
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes. I can't. Yes. I don't math well.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That would be tough for them to go after, right? For something like that.
Yeah.
I think if they could do it, I think if they could find a way to do it, they probably would. But I think you guys are okay.
All right. Phew. Phew. All right. Japan, I often think would be a really great place to visit and a great place to live. Very clean. Like people are really just on top of things. And then this story came out and I was like, oh, another reason to move to Japan. In Japan, you can hire someone to quit your job for you. Japanese companies' rigid hierarchies can make it hard to confront bosses. So they have there's a new job market out there for what's called proxy quitters. And I love this idea. So I'm not going to attempt to say a lot of these names because I can't. But this person slid on his headset and dialed the human resources department at his client's employer, a nursing care company. The client wanted to quit her job, and I think it's Shimuzu was doing it for her. There was a mismatch between her expectations and the reality of the job. How many people can say that?
Yeah, everyone.
90. She still has her uniform and her locker key. This is what she told the HR representative. She still has her uniform and locker key and will return them to you by mail. Can we confirm your mailing address? So the name of this company is called Momuri, and it's a Tokyo-based, in quotes, a resignation company whose agents quit jobs on behalf of clients who will want to avoid the uncomfortable conversations.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
I think it's fantastic. By the way, Momuri means I can't take it anymore in Japanese. That's the name of the company.
Okay, that is pretty funny.
That's so great. And by the way, it will cost you up to $350 for this.
This is so. First of all, can I just point out, if you're a crappy enough employee that you are so lazy that you can't quit yourself?
Oh no, I don't think this has anything to do with the quality of the employee.
Oh, of course it does. If you're damn lazy to quit on your own, how lazy are you around the workplace?
I think this is much more about the employer expectations for employees now just doing everything all the time, no matter what. And I do feel I've definitely worked for companies that feel you owe them everything. You should be giving me literally your blood, sweat, and tears. We're not going to compensate you for it. And we're probably going to give you more responsibilities. But I think this is for people who just have more of an issue with confrontation, who get talked into these things for whatever reason. They get talked into like staying on their jobs, even if they hate it, because they're scared to quit. No, I totally get this. There's also, I believe, a market where people will break up with people for you. That I feels a little bit, that's a little.
It's the same thing, same concept.
It's not quite the same thing, because if you're in a relationship with someone, that's much more personal than the employer relationship. By the way, I want to shout out Rachel Kottkamp. I just spent the week with her. She's fantastic and amazing and is listening for the very first time.
Yeah, tuning
Paul
in.
had to text me and tell me because I can't see anything.
Oh, that was gonna come up. I was gonna wait till we were done talking about.
Well,
it
just came to my mind because talking about someone I would never hire someone else to not talk to anymore. But again, I don't think that speaks to the well, I think it actually probably speaks more to the Japanese culture, right? Of like, I'd be scared.
But isn't that also the Japanese culture? Like, if you're not doing your job well, you're supposed to kill yourself.
What? I mean,
I like the old, maybe, I don't know, maybe not kill yourself, but maybe go to like retraining camps and all that kind of stuff. Like, look, I saw the movie Gung Ho. Okay. I completely understand the Japanese culture. I completely understand the culture.
Gung Ho from like 1986.
With
I know exactly what they were making cars. I know exactly what Michael Keaton's in it. Yeah.
Yes.
You say it and I make fun of you, but I also very vastly remember it. Well, it says some employees use this service because they're being bullied or harassed at work. Others do so after they've worked up the courage to quit or express their concerns, but face pushback. They want to avoid an ordeal with a superior who isn't used to an employee tendering their notice.
Yeah, bunch of whiny.
Well, I mean, I think we can all agree just the younger generations are getting whinier in general about everything. So
correct.
Probably fine.
All right. Up next. Yeah. This is where I was going to say that Rachel is tuned in for the first time. And also Carla says, rinse in cold water, Dan. I'm assuming she means the pants. I don't think she just means.
Just you in general.
In general.
You're giving off a vibe that you need a cold shower.
Go rinse in cold water, Dan. Yeah, boy, if I had $1 for every time I heard that. All right. So this is an interesting story. It's from the Wall Street Journal. And of course, since I don't pay for it, I don't have the whole story, but the topic in itself is kind of interesting. The headline is "Why Mom is Coming on the Honeymoon." Couples invite their parents and other relatives on post-wedding trips, saying there will be plenty of other time for passion. I would do it 10 times over, says Deanne Peterson. She was going on her honeymoon, took their parents. I don't look at like now, maybe the honeymoon, maybe, probably not. It's like not the first trip together that you're supposed to take.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this. I've traveled with my parents and my in-laws as we've traveled with them as a couple. No problem with that.
No, I don't think that's the point. I think the point is that you just got married. You just probably listened to their opinions for months and months. This should be your time it's our first vacation as a married couple. We've both been virgins since we got married and now we could finally do it, but your parents are in the next room.
So yeah, that's true. If the parents are paying for a wedding, they probably deserve a trip. I know somebody.
That is the opposite of what I just said.
I don't know, maybe when I was living in Madison, like 15, 20 years ago, somebody that I know, a couple got married. Mm-hmm. It was his wife's mom and dad. Mm-hmm. They paid for their honeymoon trip. They're like, hey, here's a trip to like Italy.
How nice.
Right. And they show up at the airport and they're like, we're going with you.
No. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is the worst gift ever.
Created another problem too, because they were supposed to watch, one of them already had a kid, and they were supposed to watch the kid. So instead of the parents watching the kid, it was the other, like one of the brothers or sisters who turned out to watch the kid, and they didn't want that one to watch the kid to begin with. But
wow.
yeah, so not only did they sneak in on their trip, they also pawned their kid off, the one that they agreed to watch.
That is crappy. That is really crappy. First off, you should never surprise join someone on a trip. I just think that's a rule across the board. Unless it is your significant other, that is the only person who should surprise you on a trip. Second of all, don't commit to helping and then like
pass off the kid.
Wow, that's really awful.
Rachel says, I could only see parents on a honeymoon being a good idea if you have a baby or a toddler and don't want to leave them at home for a long trip, so you need babysitters.
Not a bad point, but unless they pawn it off on somebody else once they get there.
Right.
You know what I
Can
mean?
you imagine
you're here to be...
Like you can just get married. You're like, oh, okay, your parents, they sent us to Italy and we're going to Italy. And then you show up at gate B7 and they're your parents. Hey, we're going too.
I think it's also fair to assume that for most people, the things that you want to do as a couple are very different than things you would do with a group, especially with your family. If your parents might be older and maybe they don't want to do the hike up the hill. You know what I mean? Like, you're just making a lot of assumptions about what's going to happen on that trip, I think, if you also join in.
Now, most of the movies that I see, people are totally fine with the things that they're doing as couples and in groups. I see it happen all the time.
Where are those groups family though?
Well, I don't know. I don't think
parental figures.
That's maybe sort of the new wave of these.
Oh
movies
my God!
Yeah,
you need to stop right.
Oh,
now.
I need to get I need the cold rinse. I need to rinse in the cold water.
This is why Dan needs a cold rinse. Put it in a cold rinse, Dan. I'm going to give the honeymoon with the parents a thumbs down. I'm going to Siskel and Ebert this topic.
I feel like, I think
that is everybody. A very, very huge thumbs down. I don't know anyone else who's going to argue with that. All right. Now, we talk some about influencers and what they say we should do, what they say we shouldn't do. First off, I have to say this. If you are someone who thinks that an influencer knows more than an expert in a field, I have concerns. I have concerns about you.
Yep.
Second of all, please fact check anything an influencer is trying to tell you to do. Now, this one isn't going to kill you, but apparently the newest thing is about showering. So there was a story in the health section of the AP, and it said, you may be seeing elaborate shower cleansing routines on social media. Daily exfoliation, double cleansing, antibacterial soap, loads of scented body scrubs and shower oils. But the experts are coming out and saying, I'm kind of appalled by these shower routines. The multi-step processes that have inspired people to spend endless amounts of time sudsing up can actually harm your skin. Dermatologists say most of it's unnecessary. Your skin is a barrier. It's one of the brightest barriers you have. It's a big barrier. It's you and your natural elements. So you want to treat it right. And sometimes there could be too much of a good thing. So they give you like some basic shower techniques. I feel like, Dan, you definitely follow the basic shower techniques.
I follow the most basic possible shower techniques.
That's why I believe this is for you. First off, double cleansing, unnecessary. So double cleansing is usually like when people exfoliate first, then cleanse again. You don't need to do that.
The only time I double cleanse is when I wash my hair because I don't remember if I just washed my hair. Like, you ever have that moment where you like wash your hair and you're tired and you're like, okay, and I'm going to then you touch your hair, you're like, well, it's wet. You're like, well, yeah, of course it's wet because I'm in the shower.
I'm standing under
well, all right, let's try it again just in case. So yes, that's
really funny. Yeah. I actually do double wash my hair because I only wash it once a week. So the first one's to get like the main gunk out, and then the second one's to like really
you only wash your hair once a week?
Mm-hmm.
Is that?
Can you tell that it needs it right now? But to be fair, I did 2 workouts today.
Is that a thing? Somebody else told me
Mm-hmm.
that they don't wash their hair every day. It was a guy who, this is a while back, told me like, cause I said something about washing my hair. He's like, yeah, he only did it like every like 3 or 4 days. He said it's better for your hair.
It's better for your hair. Yep. It can dry your scalp out to wash every day. Now, this is much more about like showering as a whole. So it doesn't talk about hair washing specifically, but I believe they say that you should not you can absolutely overwash your hair. And if you're not doing stuff, like just rinse it out. Yeah. It's not getting that dirty every day. You know what I mean? So like I rinse it in between with workouts and stuff. You want to rinse the sweat out, but I don't. Okay. Plus, I got to tell you, it's a pain in the ass because it takes a long time. When you have long hair that's thick, it's just like.
What do you mean it takes a long time?
It takes at least, if I'm washing my hair, my shower is at least 10 minutes longer than it was.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Because you got to wash it, you got to rinse it, you got to wash it again, got to put the conditioner in, you got to let the conditioner soak in.
What a pain in the ass.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
All right. So we've already covered, you definitely don't double cleanse except forgetful hair washing.
Yep.
Exfoliation. Dan, are you an exfoliator? Sorry, there's a line in here that says manual exfoliation. That just should be done sparingly to avoid irritation.
Rinse in cold water, Nicole.
Cold water rinse. Cold water rinse.
No, I'm not an exfoliator.
Yeah,
at all, I
didn't think so. Shorten your shower. Apparently, showers account for 17% of Americans' indoor water use.
Oh, shut up.
What do you mean, oh, shut up?
Not you personally, but these people, I don't care.
Oh, I was like, what the hell?
No, yeah, not you. Yes. This is like the people, you don't have to go warm up your car before you get it. Shut up.
Oh,
I'm going to warm up my car.
Screw those people.
And yeah.
But they also say, and don't make it too hot because your natural oils, a lukewarm shower is better for you than something that's too hot. So I break a lot of these rules.
Shower guys. I'm a very hot
I like
shower.
hot shower too.
I like hot shower with a lot of water pressure. I like the water pressure. Like
yes.
remember the movie Rambo when he's in the jail cell and they're hitting him with the fire hose?
No.
Oh yeah, that's the kind of water pressure I like. I like it pushes you up against the wall kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think of UHF in those moments.
Yeah.
It's time to drink from the fire hose.
Right.
And so that to me is good water pressure.
Yeah.
I will say, even if I wanted to wash my hair while I was at this hotel this week, there's no way I could have. The water pressure it wasn't the worst water pressure. It was fine for just a shower, but it would have not rinsed anything out of my hair. So I said no. So don't listen to the influencers, everybody. Keep those showers.
Should be our general everyday.
Correct.
Don't ever listen to the influencers for anything ever. The fact that they're I don't know how they got to be influencers on anything.
I don't either. It's really weird because this week, just being amongst so many different people, there was a lot of talk of businesses inviting influencers in to, promote their business and stuff. And I'm like, how do you even, how do I get that job? Dan, why aren't we influencers?
Because influencers suck.
Oh, that's right.
We just established. Now, that being said, if somebody wants us to, wear your product,
right,
or broadcast
talk nice
live
about your stuff
from your hotel in, at the top of a tall building in Chicago, or wherever. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying we won't do it. I'm just saying that wouldn't mean we suck, and we're totally fine with that, getting paid to do so. So
yes. By the way,
yeah,
the apparently today I posted the picture of us with the blimp before we crashed it. Speaking of influencers, it had the Outback Steakhouse symbol real nice behind it.
Yeah.
I was like, that could have been some massive influencing because we would have got a lot of hits actually if we were live streaming the blimp crash.
Yep.
That probably would have been.
We missed it all by like 4 or 5 years. Like we were very far ahead of where, like we had the first blog on like radio station blog. We had the first we just a little ahead of our time.
We were interested in getting cameras in the station to like have it broadcast and stuff, but they wouldn't let us.
Yeah, and then they wouldn't let us because
someone else
in the afternoon didn't want to. But anyway, so we could. And now, ironically, we're so far behind everything. Like everything we were like ahead of the time back then, and now we just let everything go past us, and we don't care. And I'd rather just rather it go past us. So, Hey, go to our website, stillspinningpodcast.com. You know how much it sucked last week that you didn't have a podcast from the Still Spinning podcast? Well, if you were a spinner, which is our supporters, you did get a podcast last week. You had one. So our spinners did get content last week. Everybody else did not. So if you want to make sure, if you want to double up on the content, you want to get bonus content every week. And even when we're gone, we will still find a way to get you some content. And sometimes we do it twice a week. It just depends what's going, or, a couple of bonus episodes. There's a double bonus spin in there every now and then. You can do that through Patreon, or you can do it through Spotify, and all that information is available right there, along with merch and other stuff at our website, stillspinningpodcast.com. All right. We're out of here, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. It's great to be back. And we'll be, again, spinners get bonus content on Friday. Everyone else will be back live on Facebook on Monday. And then the podcast will drop as it normally does on Wednesday. We'll see you then. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.